There you go, Doc.
Every time I do a speaker, or if I'm interviewed somewhere, I always bring a Compton hat with me, and I donate it to somebody that has a birthday on a specific date that I pick, and I bring them up, take a picture with them. Here's a Compton skate. Here's a hat from Compton. You're official Compton resident now.
Okay.
We were doing well. We still had some time left on the note, and I've already had pre-commitments to refinance it, pull some cash out to play with, and so everything was okay. We were profitable, making money, and I loved taking care of the kids in the community. So I got approached by Compton Park and Rec. They said, we want to skate kids on this particular day, and we'll get all the buses, we'll get everybody here, and how much will you charge? I said $1 a piece, and I'll give them a hot dog with it. So we skated 460 kids that day, and these are kids ranging from preschool to elementary school. And these are kids that had never been to an organized facility in their life. They didn't know what keep the popcorn behind this line meant. Okay. They didn't know don't drink on the skating floor. They didn't know what that was. So we finally closed the session down. I told the guys and gals, get everything picked up. A lot of coats laying around. The buses are all gone. And start putting the coats over here. And as she's going to put the coat down, she lifts another coat up, and there's a kid underneath it asleep. And they're gone. And she immediately freaked out. She said, well, we got to call child services. They left his child. I said, no, don't call child services. Just you sit here, and when it wakes up, give him something to eat. And in about a half an hour, they showed up. And they were so apologetic. I can't believe I left my children, my son, at Skateland, USA, Compton. I said, don't worry about it. We fed him while he was here. And so I went to my dad's house, which was in Torrance, right over on, I'm a Crenshaw kid. I live right off of Crenshaw and 190th Street, which is by the refinery. And right after I got there, I got a phone call. And Gary says, Craig, he says, you got to come back right away. We got a problem, and only you're going to take care of it. And you got to come back right away. Can you do that real quick? And I said, Gary, I haven't even had dinner yet. And I said, do you want me to call the police? Oh my God, whatever you do, don't call the police. I said, okay. Now, back in that day, you remember I wore a 9mm Smith & Wesson on a shoulder holster. Okay. And it was a warm summer day. So I thought to myself, oh my God, what's going on? So I got in the car and I drove up Crenshaw, past turn right on Rosecrans, looked and see where the old Rosecrans skating rink used to be. That was back in the day. They had a skating rink on Rosecrans. Turned left on Central. And then I figured, oh man, I better put my gun on. So I got out of the car, got in the truck, put my gun on, put my jacket on, even though it was hot. And I pulled up to that gate right here, there, and it was locked, and there was a guy standing in front of it. And I said, I pulled up and I said, what the fuck are you doing? Why is that gate closed? He said, Marcel's inside. We got a problem. I said, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? He says, yeah, you're the owner of Skateland. I said, open up that damn gate and leave it open. And I drove back. And as I look up on the roof, right over there where that palm tree was at, there was a guy with a gun on the roof. So I thought, holy shit. So I get down to the end and I turned into the parking lot, and here's a guy at the door. And I had my keys in my hand. I pulled my keys in my hand. He said, that door is locked. You can't go in. I need to get a hold of Marcel. I stuck my key in it. I opened it up. I said, get the fuck out of my way. And I walked in. and all my employees are at the snack bar. And there's Marcel and another guy near the door. And I walked up to Gary Lee and I said, Gary Lee, what's going on? He says this guy came in for a skate lesson. One of Pee Wee's students. I said, you know him, Craig. He said, you know him, Craig. His wife and little boy skate here on Saturdays, and he wanted to come in and learn how to skate. I says, well, Marcel, that's the big time drug dealer here, isn't it? Yes, it is, Craig. That's who it is, and that's his lieutenant named Jake or something. I can't remember what it was. So I walked up to Marcel and I said, Marcel, I said, I just got here. I'm Craig. I'm the owner. You know me from Saturdays. I says, let me take Gary Lee over to this DJ booth, and I need to ask him what's going on. So we went to a DJ booth, and he told me Marcel came in for his lesson. He had a Congo hat. He had a Stacey Adams shoes on. Puts a quarter in the locker key, turns the key, puts in his Stacey Adams, his hat, and a large paper bag, and closed it, went to the table, putting his shoes on, went out to the skating rink floor for his lesson, realized I don't have my, I don't think I locked my door. So he goes back up on the table, key's gone, locker door has the key in it. He opens it up, it's empty. And Gary Lee said only a matter of a few minutes passed since he remembered this. So I said, well, what's the problem? He said he had his day's receipts in it. He said, Marcel, a big time drug dealer here. He said he had $15,000 in the bag and he wants it back right now.
Wow.
And I thought, fuck. I said, what has transpired? He said, well, as soon as he realized it was missing, he got on the phone, started calling people. And then this guy Jacko, or whatever his name was, he comes down and pulls a little revolver out of his pocket and threatens all the people to line up against the Skateland snack bar wall, and he's going to start shooting us one by one if we don't come up with the money. And then I told him, I said, hey, I can't resolve this, man. I got to call Craig. So I thought, okay. And the funny thing about it, if this ever happens to you, you are as calm and cool as you could possibly imagine. I thought to myself, well, I got to stay focused on this, or he's going to shoot us all. So I got in the snack bar. We're in the DJ booth talking. Remember, it had the glass walls. So my heart pumps as we talk about this. But at the time, so I said, okay, Gary, here's what we're going to do. I said, you stand in front of me. I'm going to get behind you. I'm going to pull my 9 out and I'm going to breach a load. I'm going to breach a load, and I'm going to cock it, put my safety on, put it back in. Why are you doing that? I said, because we've been here almost 5 years. Nothing serious has happened here. And we are not going down this way, Gary Lee. This is not the way Skateland USA is going to end. Somebody coming in and shooting all the employees in a snack bar. So we walked out, and I had Gary Lee on the right side of me, and Marcel was on this side. And that's not his real name, by the way. If I said his real name, you'd know who it was.
Okay.
And then Jacko was on that side. And Jacko had his hand in his pocket. And one of the things I asked Gary, I says, are you sure this guy's got a pistol in his pocket? Oh, yeah, it's a revolver, small gauge revolver. He pulled it out, flashed it at everybody. I said, okay. So I said, Gary Lee, when we were out in the booth, I said, Gary Lee, here's the deal. If this guy starts to pull it out, I said, I'm going to pull mine out and I'm going to shoot him in the chest once, and I'm going to shoot him in the head once. And then I'm going to point it at Marcel. I said, I may have to shoot Marcel if one of the guys at the door starts running down here with a gun. As soon as that happens, I said, we had the old cooler from the cafeteria, from the cafe, that we turned into a lockdown for the skates that we sold. You bring everybody in there and pull the door closed, and you hold it and don't let anybody in. I said, are you clear? He said, are you serious? Are you serious? I said, I swear to God, I've never been so serious in all my life. I said, I'm coming up with a plan. It's funny now. I said, I'm coming up with a plan as I'm thinking about this. But by the time we get to Marcel, I said, I'll have a plan. I said, what do you think? He said, well, I sure hope your plan works, because I don't like the first plan. The first plan don't. And Gary was as white as a sheet. He was a light-colored black anyway, but he was as white as a sheet. So we walked in, and I get next to Marcel, and I said, Marcel, hey, I said, I'm real sorry about what happened. I said, and I'm gonna try to fix it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a private meeting with all my employees. I want you at the other end. I swear to God, nobody's going out the back door. We're going to have a talk. And I sit down when I talked with him and told him the situation, said, he's going to kill us all, blah, blah, blah. Nobody said anything. So I called him back up and I said, here's the deal. Here's my plan. Monday morning, 9 o'clock, I'm having a lie detector guy come down here. And the employees were all right there. I said, we're going to have a lie detector guy come down. We're going to start giving every employee the lie detector test. As soon as I found out who took that money, I'm going to call you and give you their name, address, and phone number. And I'm going to give you the name of their children. Okay? I said, one of them works to me. One of them works for me. I said, if one of them works for me, I said, I don't want that person hurt. Is that understood? Can you do that? He said, okay, fine. So I go back, and that was how it ended. The rest of it you're going to have to watch in the movie.
You told him that shit. Oh, fuck you!
They didn't shoot. They didn't shoot anybody that night. But what happened after that was the most bizarre thing I've been involved with. And I came back that next day. And I told my pop, we've been real lucky up here, just like you were at Dudo's. Mm-hmm. I mean, you ever have any shootings inside? No, we never had any shootings inside. We had one shooting outside, but we didn't have any shootings inside. The closest thing we had a shooting was Mixmaster Spade brought his crew in, and one of them had a little Saturday night special in his sock, and it went off and shot himself in the calf.
Wow.
That was in the DJ booth. And he came up to me and he said, Craig, we have to call an ambulance. One of my guys had been shot. I said, no. You put your guy in a car, take him down to Martin Luther King, throw him out the door, and say somebody shot him as he was walking down the street.
Put that on me.
Dare put down he got shot at Skateland. They'll close us down. And I told Pop, I says, we need to make a decision. We need to make a decision what we're going to do. And we put it up for sale and sold it to a guy that had been interested in the building for about 9 months to a year.
Good. All right.
That's the story.
And
nobody knows that story except you and whoever.
All right. That's one of the gangster stories from Skateland, USA.
1,000 good things happened, Lonzo. We did so many fun, crazy things, but that was the only bad thing that ever happened.
All right, folks, y'all heard from the man himself, Mr. Craig Swisons. Here on Lonzo's show, the N.W.A. podcast. Craig, thank you very much, man, for your time. Thank you for the stories and the memories, man. Much love to you. Stay corona-free. Tell everybody I said hello and enjoy your quarantine, Doc. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for a great friendship. I've never had to worry about dealing with you with money or issues, and that was